Here's the thing nobody tells you about range. The more you do, the less you get paid. And it's not because the market doesn't like you or because your skills don't have any value. It's because the market cannot find them. Literally, the market cannot find your value because you haven't given it a container that makes them visible. For instance, I repriced my publishing packages by 300%. Same service, same expertise, same Sharon. One sentence changed and everything else changed along with it. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that sentence was and how to find yours. Let me tell you about the most frustrating conversation I keep having. Someone messages me, right? They have been a teacher for about 12 years. They're running a small creative agency business on the side. They're finishing up a qualification and they also consult for people informally. You know how people say, can I pick your brain? And they say to me, I don't know what to charge for what I do. I don't even know what to call it. I know that conversation, and that's because I've lived it as well. I'm a published author. I teach, I write, I design, I do many things, right? And for years, I undercharged. In fact, at some point I wasn't charging. I had expertise, but I couldn't fit what I did into a sentence that felt safe enough to say out loud. And people always wanted to pick my brain. Now, here's the most uncomfortable truth. For a multipotentialist, you have a marketing problem and a packaging problem. I've shared this before, but I'll show you exactly what I mean. In 2023, McKinsey released a report on the future of work, and they identified T-shaped and pie-shaped people. Now, for people with depth in more than one area and broad connective knowledge across many fit into this category. Their finding was striking, and that's because these profiles were among the most valuable in the modern economy. But guess what? They were also among the most underpaid. And that's because the existing compensation structures were built for specialists, not people who were spread across. And like Emily Wapnick, the lady who coined the term multipotentialite, she puts it directly. The problem is not the range. The problem is that the range has no recognized container. Without a container, you cannot charge for it. Without the container, you cannot find a market for it. Without that container, you stay invisible. And like we said before, invisibility does not make any money. So, why specifically does range not pay? 3 reasons. The first one is that you're pricing by the hour and not by the outcome. I'll let that sit for a bit. The truth is, when you have multiple skills, you tend to price modestly because you're not sure what skill the client is actually paying for. So you default to time. And time is the weakest possible basis for pricing expertise. The plumber who comes to fix your boiler in 20 minutes, he doesn't charge you for 20 minutes. He charges you for 20 years of expertise, knowing exactly what to fix in 20 minutes. Your range should be treated the same. The range should be treated the same because the value is in the synthesis, not in the hours that you put to work. Reason 2, you haven't named what you do. And it's so simple. For instance, I spent ages describing myself differently to different people depending on who was asking. To the school leadership, I was a maths educator. The publishing clients, boutique publisher, some people knew me as a musician, some people knew me as a songwriter. To design clients, I'm a designer. To the academic community, I was a researcher. This is all true, all parts of me, but none of it added up to anything that someone could easily buy. My through line is I find expertise that is not being seen and I build the architecture for it to be recognized. That's when everything became coherent. Same skills, same person, different packaging, completely different market position. Reason 3, you are waiting to feel credible enough. And this one is the most expensive, right? Because for multipotentialists, there's always another qualification you could get, always another thing to learn properly, while somebody who's got a fraction of your depth is charging confidently. Let that sit. And this is because they never questioned whether they had enough. They just went ahead and did it. And you're sitting there waiting to be ready, waiting to be more qualified, waiting to have more expertise. What are you sitting on? Get on with it. Now, you might not realize what that is costing you. I could put a number on it. If you're undercharging by £500 per client and you do this 10 times a year, so you have 10 clients a year, that's £5,000 you've left off the table. Over 5 years, £25,000, and that's not even compounding the interest. And this is not because the market can't pay it, you simply didn't ask. So, and that's before we even get to the opportunities that you're not leveraging, that you're not in the room for, because your positioning does not signal that you belong there. I'll give you an example. Marie Forleo spent years being told to pick a lane. A life coach, a fitness instructor, a hip-hop dancer, a bartender. She was all of these, but instead of choosing, she found a through line, which is helping multi-passionate people build businesses and lives that they love. Now guess what? She went on to make the B School, and B School has made over $80 million in revenue alone. That happened not in spite of a range, but because of it. The range was never the liability. The absence of a container was. So I'm going to give you 4 steps, and that's going to help change things. The first thing, and you will find this in the aligned authority framework. First thing is to find your through line. I shared mine with you already. Like I told you, mine is that I find expertise that is not yet known, and I build the architecture for it to become known. So you think of it, what's the one idea that connects everything you do? What's the problem I solve regardless of what hat I'm wearing? The answer is your through line. Okay? It's what helps your range to be coherent instead of confusing, right? Step 2, name the outcome, not the process. When someone hires you, they don't really care about your method. They just want the result. So stop leading by what you do, but start leading by the change, the transformation that they're going to get by working with you. Step 3, pick one offer to change. Trying to change everything at once could be quite daunting. Find the offer where the gap between what you charge and what you're worth is the largest. Close it. Test the new price on your next inquiry and see how that goes. You will be surprised by how rarely it's rejected. Step 4, and the final one, build visible proof. People love testimonials, people love reviews. They love to see that what you're doing actually works. The reason specialists can actually charge more, it's not just because they're better, maybe they are, but it's that their expertise is easier to see. So you can have a book, you can have a body of content like a blog, you can have a case study, a white paper, a framework with your name on it. These are not vanity projects, they're pricing tools. So let me bring it back. For a multipotentialist, your money is not hanging because you have a talent problem. It really is just about your packaging, your marketing. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop charging by the hour. Stop not positioning yourself properly. I've mentioned the 4 things you could do to fix it: your through line, your outcome language, your repricing your offer, and building visible proof. If you want the framework to actually do this, I have built the DRM to reality workbook specifically for multipotentialists. It walks you through defining what you're building, refining the mindset, and creating the structure to make it happen. The link is down below. And also, in the meantime, you feel free to drop a comment. What's the one thing you do that you've never been able to charge properly for? I will be reading everyone. I'll be supporting you on this journey. It's time to make your money. Well, I'll leave you with that. And until next time, I'm Sharon Kumalafi. See you on the next one.